Hello everyone and welcome back to Phoenix Wright Ace Attorney Spirit of Justice, where I tried to start the next chapter, or tried to load my save, and a cutscene started playing, so I restarted the game, and now we can all enjoy that together. Yes. Did take a long time to load. There we go.
Three, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. What time is it? It's 9, 10, 11.
Well, that's the end of that. Jisho's dead. No, do you think he did it? Oh no, if he did, what do we do? Hey, pull yourself together. Don't worry, I have an idea. Probably fine. Oh, we're oh, what? We're in court. Why are we in court? I don't even know what happened. What? What the heck? Who brings a defendant to his own trial late? Plus, the request was so last minute, I didn't even have a chance to talk with my client. He's late. He's late for a very important date. Perfect. My name is Athena Sykes, armed with analytical psychology and a full arsenal of legal know-how. I'm a fully competent defender of the Write Anything agency. Though I wish my client would show up already, the trial's about to start. It appears we made it just in time. Where have you been? The trial's about to start, Simon. You needn't get so worked up, wait. Oh no! You needn't get so worked up, Athena. His baldness can wait. There's no way he'd wait for me. And besides, why would I want to start off on the wrong foot with him right out of the gate? Dealing with such matters is part of being a lawyer, if I'm not mistaken. Yeah, well, covering for your lateness is not. Still, but a rank amateur, I see. He's the client? This is Simon Blackwell. He might not look it, but he's actually a prosecutor and a psychology specialist. He and I go way back. As for a shared specialization in psychology, we're both disciples of the same person, so to speak, but he's kind of my senior, I guess. Twisted sense of humor, no. I wish he'd stop treating me like a child all the time. So, we're a Wright Dono and Justice Dono. Mr. Wright is abroad and Apollo is helping Chusi with her magic show. Didn't I tell you? They're what? So neither one of them are here? Leaving you to take this on alone? Yep. Ye gods. Call Wright Dono back. It's not too late. Oh, no, not too late at all. He would only need to know how to teleport. Very well. Then I will settle for Justice Dono. Go grab him by the horns and drag him here. Apollo is literally in the middle of a show, Simon. You may not want to admit it, but I've got what it takes to take on this case. Just leave this to me and go watch from the gallery. As your defense derails in spectacular fashion. No, as I win the heck out of this trial. I'll be okay, I promise. So wipe that look off your face already, will you? Anyway, I take it the guy behind you is... Yes, he's your... He's asleep again. Hoi, Bucky, wake up. Yeah! Ow! What'd you do that for, Simey? Uh-oh. Who's this yaller chickadee? She is your lawyer, such as it were. I'd say she's more green than yellow, however. Oh, okay. Okay. I think that was the point. I thought Simon was the client. Okay. Wait, why aren't you taking on this case? The lawyer? She sure doesn't look it, does she? Is she like your fellow apprentice or something? Something like that. I've known her longer than I've known you. You could say we're bound to one another. Oh, okay. Well, I guess I'll better call her Ms. Chickadee then. Simon, this guy's not only rude, but he's 3 sheets to the wind at his own trial. I don't know why. Oh, that's fantastic. I know we just met, but I'm about ready to give him a piece of my mind. Do as you will, just save it for after the trial. Miss Chickadee. Don't call me that. How do you do? Simon here, old friend of mine. I'm the 4th generation head chef of Wet Soba. Wet noodle number 4, Bucky Wheat. Buckwheat, alright. Nice to meet ya. It's nice to meet you too, Mr. Wet. So he can pull himself together when he wants to. Ugh, if only the trial wasn't starting in a few minutes. Having been accused of murder that only occurred yesterday, I'm afraid it's taken a toll on the poor boy. And you happened to be there at the theater when it all happened too, right? It said they found a Rakugo storyteller murdered in his dressing room. Oh, I don't know. Crossing up voices there. Indeed. The victim, master storyteller Taifu Tornado. Tornado. It's supposed to be like Typhoon Tornado. Something like that. Was a longtime patron of Wet Soba. Mr. Tornado had been looking after Bucky ever since Wet Noodle number 3 passed away. I see, so the victim was kind of like a father to the defendant, huh? Oh, that stupid old fart. Like a father? No way. He was always dishing my soba. How dare you speak ill of him? Running your mouth like that is why they suspected you of his murder in the first place. Now pull yourself together. Number 3 must be rolling in his grave. But Simon, the police, none of them believes me. They won't listen to me. Looks like he's still in shock from the whole ordeal. Don't worry, Mr. Wet. Everything's gonna be alright. I'm going to defend you with everything I've got. You're in good hands now. You mean, you believe me, ma'am? Of course, no matter what, I'll believe in you to the very end. Gee whiz, Miss Chickadee. Now come on, I need you to shape up, just like those al dente noodles of yours. Yes, ma'am. My soba isn't the freshest. Mr. Wet! Bucky, you great big pillock. So, how exactly do you know this guy? I used to frequent Wet Soba and still do, in fact, so I've known him since he was a lad. That is why his father and Master Tornado were always so good to me. I didn't know you liked soba so much, Simon. I wouldn't expect one such as you who eats meat slapped between slabs of bread. Hey! To understand the delicious, delicate taste and the subtle textures imparted by buckwheat flour. Hey, that's just rude, but I digress. I'm all about flavor and subtlety and stuff. If I let Wet Soba end like this, I'll never be able to face number 3 or Master Tornado in the next life. Ah, I see. That's why you came to me. You wanted somebody you could trust. It was never my intention to ask you. I'll show him I can handle it just fine. Well, I believe it's just about time. What? But we haven't even properly discussed the case yet. What's the matter? You look nervous, Athena. Don't tell me you're chickadeeing out. Ooh. I'm just trembling with excitement of battle. That's all. I've guts. Let's do this. Come on, Mr. Wet. Get up off the floor. We've got a case to win. Yes, Miss Chickadee. I'm gonna do my best.
Wet Soba, Wet Soba, Wet Soba, Wet Soba, Wet Soba.
Yellow. 2 bowls of noodles? Sorry, sir, no can do. Kinda busy at the courthouse. Huh? They hung up. Okay. Let's do this. He's not gonna do himself or his case any favors like this, Simon. Maybe we should let him go get some rest somewhere. Let me rest. Maybe if I was a lump of regular flour dough for udon noodles. I'm fresh like my soba. You don't let soba dough rest. It's all about 3 freshes. Grind the buckwheat seeds fresh. Cut the dough fresh. And some faster than I can say it while being that guy. He's blacked out. Oh boy, I just knew something like this would happen. Simon, what are these 3 freshes of soba he was talking about? First, buckwheat seeds, or groats, are ground to make buckwheat flour. I'm gonna want that, aren't I? Then, dough made with this flour is cut with a large rectangular knife into noodles, and finally the buckwheat noodles are boiled. Each step is done immediately, one after the other, so that the soba is fresh when eaten. Oh, so that's what he meant. I wouldn't want to make him to make me any soba right now, though, that's for sure. Athena, this is no time for idle chatter. You need to get to the courtroom now. No, that's gonna be key. That is how we're gonna solve this whole case. Is gonna be, well, you actually, you have to prepare it in this order, and you do all the steps right after, and that's why it couldn't have been done any other way. Just remember, as a prosecutor, I will be unable to lend you a hand, so don't expect any help from my quarter. There you go, treating me like I'm incompetent again. For your information, I wasn't planning on asking you for help anyway. Just you wait, Simon, I'll show you. Alright, let's go. I'm actually kind of excited to just jump in and do trial. Mr. Wright and Apollo may not be here, but that's alright. I can do this on my own. Let's do this. You got this. Court is now in session. All rise. Court is now in session for the trial of Bucky Wet. The defense is ready, Your Honor. Prosecution is fully prepared, Your Honor. How did he get back here so fast? What's this? No prayer this time, Prosecutor, said Marty. That is correct, Your Honor. To expedite these proceedings, I completed them beforehand in the lobby. How very thoughtful of you. By the way, what brings you back to this country? Chief Prosecutor Edgeworth himself called me to handle this case. Besides, I have a debt to repay, and though my opponent is yet a callow thing, I have no qualms with sending her down to hell. If you have a score to settle, it's with Apollo, not me. But more importantly, I am not a callow thing. I'm a qualified and capable attorney. What is that yellow attire if not proof of your immaturity, you small spring chick? Now cease your shrill chirping. No, Prosecutor said Marty, she is still only a teenager. Please go easy on her. Great, now even the judge is giving me the kid treatment. Very well. Shall we begin, Your Honor? Yes, I suppose we should. Now then, Prosecutor Sadmati, please give your opening statement. I'll show them what I can do. They'll be sorry they underestimated me. Certainly. Let the last rites of the victim commence. Alright, let's find out what happened, and then try to defend against it. The incident is believed to have occurred at around 4 p.m. yesterday, May 12th, at a storyteller's theater called Kurukuru Tai. The victim was a great master of the Tornado School of Rakugo, or comedic storytelling. His name was Taifu Tornado. The scene of the murder was the theater's dressing room. It is accessible via the staff entrance hallway and has an inner and outer sliding door. Okay. Backstage diagram, added to the court record. The estimated time of death is between 2 and 5 p.m. The cause of death is suffocation, though how the victim suffocated is yet to be determined. How do you have a suspect already, then? The autopsy found nothing unusual in his lungs or stomach, and there was no murder weapon. I will now submit the incident report to the court. Crime scene report. Crime took place in the theater dressing room. Master Tornado was found with his face thrust into a large soda bowl. Time of death is between 2 and 5 p.m. The cause of death is suffocation. Prosecutor Sadmati, how can you name Mr. White as the culprit when you don't know how the victim was killed or even with what? While it is true that the weapon and precise method are as yet unknown, the accused is the only one who had the opportunity to commit the murder. I'll explain this assertion in further detail as we continue. I guess this means he has some kind of evidence to present. Now, would the accused care to plead his case? He's, resting? Come to think of it, where is the defendant, Miss Sykes? He's blackout drunk. Sorry, Your Honor, but I'm afraid Mr. White isn't feeling very well and is resting in the infirmary. Surely it is the lack of a clear conscience that impedes him from facing court. No, it's the lack of being able to handle his liquor. Great, starting off on the wrong foot already. Mr. White is the head chef of a soba shop frequented by the victim. On the day of the incident, Mr. White went to the theater at the victim's request. Typhoon Tornado was a connoisseur of soba, as you can see in these photographs. He was apparently making soba himself in his dressing room that very day. The soba found at the scene is likely the soba he himself made there. Okay. Liking soba is one thing, but making it in a theater dressing room's a bit much, no? Master Tornado truly had a passion for soba, didn't he? For a man like that to be murdered by a soba chef is simply unthinkable. And yet the accused had ample motive, for in the victim's safe we discovered the deed to the accused's shop. Mr. Wet was to inherit Wet's soba when he lost his father recently. However, it is believed the victim stole the shop's deed during the transfer process. The prosecution believes the accused killed the victim in order to get the deed back. Ooh, I don't like that there's motive. Found in the victim's possession, it's the deed for the soba shop. The deed holder is Bucky Wet. The murder over the deed to a shop. That does sound like a plausible motive. So that's what this case is about. I wish Simon had filled me in a little bit better. Could have contributed more than just 1,000 buckets of cold sweat if he had. Defense. From your demeanor, I gather you know very little about the details of this case. Well, you see... You are dishonoring the soul of the victim by appearing in the courtroom unprepared. You are an embarrassment to your profession. You putrid egg yolk. Eek! I'm sorry. Apollo's a red pepper and now I'm an egg yolk. I've only just started and I've already been demoted from spring chick. I'm ready to call my witness, Your Honor. The real killer. Let us listen to the words of one who was present when the crimes were discovered. Someone who was there when the victim's body was found? Very well, witness, please take the stand. Dope. Witness, please state your name and occupation. Simon Blackwell, prosecutor. Might I add, you have a lovely voice. Prosecutor Blackwell, you didn't tell me you were going to take the stand. There simply wasn't time. What a shame, Prosecutor Blackwell. You shared the damning scene you witnessed beforehand with the defense. We could have moved this trial along and saved the victim's soul that much faster. Damning scene? What in the world did Simon see? Prosecutor Sadmati, was it? Before I give my testimony, there's something I'd like to confirm. By all means. This case involves rakugo, a very traditional form of Japanese comedic storytelling. Do you have enough knowledge of this art form to handle the case competently? Are you implying I am not qualified for this case? Not yet. I'm simply trying to ascertain your familiarity with the topic. For now, it is a prosecutor's duty to learn the background of any case he takes on. I did some research on rakugo last night and have grasped the overall idea of it. How much could you possibly grasp in a single night? Rakugo is a form of entertaining storytelling that originated in the land of Japan, and yet the storyteller sits alone on the stage with only a fan and a towel. And the Rakugo artist tells long whimsical stories, giving each character a distinct voice. This traditional art was originally invented by monks to entertain sermons, make sermons more interesting. Are you satisfied? If not, I could explain the 12 types of endings to such stories. Or shall I perform the famous story of Jukumu instead? It appears you have put in a bit of study. Your acknowledgement is most welcome, Prosecutor Blackwell. I can see why you are known for being quite thorough in your research, Prosecutor. Now, I would love to see you perform that story you mentioned, if you don't mind. If that is your Honor's request. Oh. Your Honor, can we please get back to the trial? Oh, right, of course, I nearly forgot. Seriously, of all the things for you to forget. Now then, back to the case. Prosecutor Blackwell, please tell this court what you witnessed. What Simon says. I went to the theater yesterday and arrived at approximately 4 p.m. I went straight to Master Tornado's dressing room to say hello. Bucky went into the dressing room thereafter, only to come storming out a while later. Master Tornado's junior disciple, Uendo, apparently then entered the room soon after. That's when Uendo discovered Master Tornado's body. Now wait, just a minute here, Prosecutor Blackwell. With testimony like that, you're practically accusing Mr. White of the crime. All I can do is state what I saw. Can't help how it appears. But a qualified and capable attorney such as you should be able to dispatch with it, right? Well, yeah, duh. Alright, I guess I better start by getting all the info out of him that I can. Alright, we got this. Arrived at approximately 4 p.m. Prosecutor Blackwell, what did you go to the theater for in the first place? I went because I received an invitation from Master Tornado. Here, see for yourself. Here's a special show commemorating his junior disciple Uendo's promotion. There's also an occasion to announce the boy's succession to the stage name of Uendo 2. So what exactly does it mean to succeed to a stage name? You really don't know, do you? In the performing arts, a name succession is when an artist inherits a predecessor's name. I see. So there was another Uendo Rakugo artist before, and this disciple succeeded him, huh? And what exactly did your invitation say? Contained a simple letter of salutations and an outline of the show's program. It appears Taifu Tornado was going to perform Toki Soba, or Time Soda. He's famous for his masterful pantomime of eating soba using only his fan as a prop. And Uendo is to perform Sobi Sai, or Soba Glutton. A soba-themed show, I see. Seems you know a thing or two about Rakugo yourself, your baldness. The first to perform this was the senior disciple, Giro, followed by Uendo. And lastly, Master Tornado. Invitation 7 received from Master Tornado to the show commemorating Uendo's name, succession, and promotion. I see, so that's why you happened to be at the Storytellers Theater yesterday. So what happened after you arrived? We'll find out what happened after Blackwell got there in the next episode. Here we go, where they're really pulling out like every character. I originally thought that Blackwell was the client. Which is even better when it's like, oh yeah, I kind of wanted Phoenix. I'll settle for Apollo. If it's you, I gotta go with someone else. Alright, but we'll see if we can get out of this in the next one. As always, thank you all so much for watching, and I'll see you next time.